August 7th, and it's the first day of school. If you're not here, we miss you. Come back to life. All right, those of you who have stuff there, we have either iPad or notebook. Those of you who are at home, you're watching on your iPad, so it's not a big deal anyway. So we have things from there. Let's go through our stuff. Good job. So schedule-wise, it's probably not going to do a whole lot here right now, but I know, one, you guys are always excited to leave my class, so to help you out, I have schedules posted around my room that you're always able to look at. Over here near where you see Tasia, I have one in this spot. Back over here behind where Matthew is and Eugene, I have the ones that are there. In this area where there's no one sitting, I have the ones over in that spot, and then over here. So I have them posted around the room because I know you guys eagerly want to leave my class. Although realize most days you're here until 4 o'clock because that's when the day ends. So you're here until the end of the day. So luckily today that's only like 30 more minutes and I get to get rid of you, but we're not quite there yet. Giovanni?
Can I use the restroom?
Sure. I'll be nice to you today. Do you know how to get to it?
No.
Was that a no? Out my door, and there's doors right over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go after him?
When he gets back, sure, that's fine. All right. Did you want to go?
Oh, I can go now.
Yeah, I'll be nice to you. Trying not to be mean to kids yet. I'm saving that until tomorrow. So, goals for today. 1, your job is to judge me. You've hopefully been judging teachers all day long. You've been figuring out which ones are nice, which ones are mean, which ones are weird, which ones are old, which ones are grumpy. And so that's your goal, is that you spend time in class and you sort of did that whole first impression judgment thing. Before you get too excited, my job is to judge you. And so I get to spend the day figuring out which ones of you guys are weird and creepy and special and mean, and which kids are going to have to crush and stuff like that. Oh, I'm sorry, did you guys not know some of you guys are weird and creepy? Surprise! So I get to judge you as much as you get to judge me, and it's sort of like a two-way street thing. Also, I am going to give you 2 small homework assignments. Now, I'm not math. I don't hate you that much. My small homework assignments are literally small homework assignments. They're really easy. One of them, of the 2 homework assignments, most of you already have done. The other one's going to require a little bit of work. My goal with my homework assignments is not to check how smart you are, is to check how responsible you are. The sooner I can figure out which kids are slackers that I get to yell at, the happier I'll be. The sooner I get a chance to start crushing you and dancing on your tears, the happier I get to be in my happy place. So I'm going to give you 2 little assignments to figure out which kids blow off all work and which kids don't want me to yell at them. So we'll get to those assignments in a moment. The other thing is, some of you have not been around humans since the end of 6th grade. May ended and you went into your room, crawled under the covers, turned on Roblox, and then never came out again until like 3 days ago. I know this because I also have a teenage daughter, and that's what she did all summer. So I'm assuming you guys are the same way, and some of you guys have not been around humans for days. And the idea of being around this many kids is freaking you out. So this is a slow adjustment back to normal society. Well, as normal as it can be. You've been hearing about this, I'm sure, all day with the phone thing, just so that I can be the last one to hit it with you. Just don't let me see it. If you're a girly person and you have a purse, put it in there. If you have a pencil pouch, put it in there. If you have a pocket, I don't care if it's in your pocket, as long as I don't see it. If I see your phone, I'm supposed to take it. I don't want to get yelled at. And our principal said if he opens our door and does a spontaneous check and he can see a phone, I get yelled at for it. I like you, but I don't like you enough to get yelled at for you. So if I see your phone, I'm taking it before I get in trouble. So with that, just put it somewhere where I'm not going to see it, and then we should be good to go on that one. If I see it, we've been told that we're either supposed to take it until the end of the class period or the end of the day, or take it down to the office. It just sort of depends. I mean, you guys have met your teacher today. Some of them are old and mean and grumpy. Some of them are crazy, and some of them are both. And so that's sort of how my class will work along those same lines. If you're wanting to know what I'm going to do if I see your phone, I'm not going to tell you yet. That takes the fun out of it. I figure one of you is either going to be brave enough or dumb enough to let your phone be sitting out for me to see. And then that kid gets to find out what happens. And the others of you get to be entertained by their tears. And that's sort of how the bonding session will work. So we'll sort of figure it out from there. Or maybe you guys are responsible and it's not going to be a problem. Oh, I know some teachers have like a little like phone jail to put your stuff in. I do not have a phone jail. If you just want to put it on my desk, that's fine. I'm not going to take it from you. If you're just like, hey, I'm afraid Crazy Man's going to see it, and you put it on my desk, I just count it as being on my desk, and then you're good to go, and it's not an issue. And so I count that the same way. So I just figured that would be easier for you. Yay, no more talking about that. I think, except for me abusing some of the names, I have most of the names correct. If you go by a different name, your parents can change it, and there's like a little form they can fill out, and we're good to go from there. Let me know if you need to change your name, and I can help you out. Ooh. Here's why you have your iPad. Well, those of you who have your iPad. If you don't have iPad and you have a piece of paper, notebooky thing, that's fine. It just means you're going to want to do this either later on or you can sort of figure it out from there. Those of you who have iPad, open up iPad and you're going to go to the calendar app. So you're going to type in calendar, C-A-L-E-N, DAR. In the calendar app, find your birthday, whatever day you were born on. For me, it was May 18th. Or maybe for you it was August 21st, or March 5th, or November 52nd, whatever day it was. Then, on that day, you are going to put an entry that is going to be your locker information. So you just put an entry on your birthday, you're going to put your locker number and your locker combination. Here's why. Right now, you guys are all walking around with like your locker combination on a little piece of paper that you can look at. But in about a week, you're going to be a big, tough 7th grader, and you're going to think that you don't need to have it anymore, and you're going to toss that paper away, which is fine. About 2 weeks after that, you're going to forget your combination. It happens to every kid eventually, and you forget what your combination is. When that happens, and you forget your combination, you're going to talk to the big, tall people in the hallway and go, hey, I can't get into my locker. I forgot my combination. When that happens, they're going to send you to a teacher that's called the locker god. The locker god is a teacher with a key to every locker in the building and has every combination in the building. The locker god is this guy. I'm the locker god. Now here's the problem. This locker god is an angry, vengeful god. If you come up to me and go, hey, I can't get into my locker, I'm going to go, not a problem. I have a heart full of love. Open up your iPad. Let's go take a look at your birthday where you put your combination in there. And you're going to go, oh yeah. And you're going to open it up and your combination is in there. And I get to go, good job, responsible kid. And you get into your locker. But let's say you don't put it in there. And let's say right now you're ignoring the old man. And you're like, old man can't make me do a thing. And you don't put your locker combination in there. When you come talk to me and go, Mr. Brovicast, I can't get into my locker. And I go, is it in your iPad? And you go, no, I didn't do that. And I go, you didn't. You have now given me permission to openly make fun of you in the hallway in front of other kids to try and make you cry so I can dance on your tears. Because that brings me joy. That's my happy place. Now realize, this is a win-win situation for me. If you write down your combination and you can find it later, you're responsible. And I get to be proud of you. If you don't write your combination down and you come see me, I get to make fun of you and dance on your tears, and I get to have fun. Either way, I win. It's just whether do you want future you to be tortured or do you want future you to be happy? I'm good either way, but you choose what happens to future you. Also, with your iPad, if you have a school iPad, this doesn't apply to you because school iPad comes up with your name automatically. If you have your own iPad, like Natalie does or Gabriel does, which is fine, here's my issue. If I find your iPad sitting in the hallway or in my room, how do I know it's your iPad? Do you have either your name on it or your face on it or some way to connect it to you? Because if you don't, and I find your iPad, and you come running in and go, hey, that's my iPad, the only way I can have you prove it to me is we open up your photo roll, and we go through your photos together until we find a picture of you. And if you don't want us going through your photos together, that's going to get real awkward. And you're going to want to make sure you have your name or a picture or something on the outside of that iPad to save future you. Or you can ignore me and go, that'll never happen to me. Sure it won't. Again, I'm happy either way. I either have a responsible kid or I have a kid in tears and I get to dance on them. But either way, it's fun for me. Yeah, I'm a little different than your previous teachers apparently.
Yeah.
So back to lockers. How many of you guys have a top locker?
Oh, yeah.
How many of you guys have a bottom locker?
Boo.
Okay. Those of you who have a bottom locker, this next part doesn't apply to you. This only applies to top locker people. Top locker people, do you see this thing right here?
Backpack.
And this thing right here? So these are called locker tails. This is when you shut your backpack in your locker and part of the little backpack strap hangs and dangles out. Here's the problem with locker tails. They're all adorable and fun until 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, when this bottom kid opens their locker and your strap falls in and they shut their locker and then you pull your backpack out and you try to go home and you go and you get pulled backwards because you're attached. Now you're stuck. And when you go talk to the big people to save you, they're going to send you to the locker god. Who's the locker god? You. This guy. Here's how I solve locker tails. I just walk up while you're sitting there trying to run away from your locker and you're attached to it by a little tail, and I just walk up and go, yoink, and I cut it, and you go, ah, and you're free, and you get to then run down the hallway with a little locker tail just flapping behind you.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's called problem solving. If you don't want me to solve your problem, you solve your problem so I don't have to. Tuck your locker tail inside so it doesn't become a problem. Now, those of you on bottom lockers, you can have all the locker tails you want. Your life already sucks. You're on the bottom. So on that part, you're already struggling. This is one of the few bright spots in your life. You can sit there with your locker tail and go, you can just slap it back and forth. You can look at the kid in the top locker and go, are you jealous? And they're going to go, no, because I don't have to lay on the ground to get in my locker. And you're going to go, aw. And so you get a little chance to bond. So top people, solve your issue before I solve your issue. I'm creative, and that's how I solve them. All right. So, here's where we're going to get to this week's homework. We have 2 homework assignments we're going to get to. Here's where we get to test your responsibility to figure out which kids I get to make fun of coming up. So, you're welcome to try and big brain this and just be like, I'm going to remember it because I'm smart. Or you could be a kid that writes it down in a notebook or writes it down on your iPad somewhere. I'm happy either way. Again, if you remember your homework and you're responsible, I get to be nice to you. If you don't write it down and you don't remember it, then I get to be mean to you. So your first one, this is the easiest homework, and this is what's due Monday. I just need you to bring a composition notebook for my class that we can set up. And that's it. As long as you can bring this on Monday, you should be good to go. Now, I'm looking for one like this. I'm going to go ahead and grab Isabel's for a second. If you have a spirally one, that's fine also. It might make your life a little bit tougher, but it's not the end of the world. This kind, the smaller ones, will probably make you a little bit happier, but any notebook is better than no notebook. And you just need to be able to bring one of these. Now, it has to be one just for my class, not one that you share between me and science or me and English comp or something like that. Just my class, and that's it. And so that's what's going to be due Monday. You can also buy them from the bookstore, and they're $1. If you bring $1 with you, you can go to the bookstore and get them from there. If you don't remember to go to the bookstore, I will also have them for sale. I also sell them for $1. I just buy them from the bookstore, then bring them in. $1 shiny, and you should be good to go. This due Monday. Oh, if you don't have a chance to get one, if your parents are busy working and you don't get a chance to go out and get one, and they don't have $1 sitting around, if you just bring me a note from the big people in your house, and they go, my child did not get a chance to get a notebook, signed the big people, and you bring that note in, I still give you credit for the homework because you're trying to be responsible. I'm not going to punish you because the big people in your house didn't get a chance to go shopping. So not a problem. Now, you can't write the note. I need the big people to write the note because it's, again, testing your responsibility on that one. So hopefully that helps. Questions on this, due Monday. Okay, here's your second assignment. This one's due Friday, and this one's going to be a little bit tougher. I'm going to have you bring in a picture of yourself, a photo that you print off that you are in. Now, I'm going to be taking these pictures and putting them up in the hallway for everybody in the school to see. And we're going to have a giant bulletin board of every kid's picture with your face on it, and it's going to have your name next to it with a little tag. And so make sure whatever picture you bring in is one that you're happy with everyone being able to see. Now, the pictures can be of you as a little kid, and that's fine with me. If you want to be an adorable little munchkin, I'm okay with that, as long as it's between the ages of you being born all the way up until Friday morning, that's fine. You can't bring a picture of you in the future. That would not work very well. It can be just you striking a pose, looking all cool. I'm fine with that one. If you would like to go you as an adorable little baby, I'm fine with you as an adorable little baby. Coochie coochie coo to you. If you would like to have you, it's been a long day. If you and your family, I'm fine with that. If it's you with friends, I'm fine with you and friends. It's fine with me too. If you play a sport and you just want to be you, pose in your little, can you open the door for him, please? He's on. Thank you. It's going to make it a lot easier for him. If it's just you posing with, like, on a sports team or something like that, I'm fine with it. Or if you're a pretty little princess, I am not one to judge either, and you're more than welcome to go as a pretty little princess. It does not have to be fancy paper. It can just be normal paper that you print off, and that's fine with me also. And so this will be due Friday when you come in. If you don't have access to it because, say, you guys are new, or your parents have moved recently, or say that your parents don't have pictures of you, or they're afraid that cameras steal your soul, or every time they try to take a picture of you, the camera breaks, just have them, again, write a note and bring it in that says, my child is so ugly, the camera keeps breaking, and then you bring that in. Again, you can't write the note. Just don't write a note that says, me big ugly, and then sign it. That doesn't do you any good. But big people showing me you're responsible, that'll count also. Hi, Tasia, what's up?
Will we get the photos back? Or
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Okay.
As creepy as that would be, no, I don't want to keep them forever. I eventually give them back to you. Yes.
Can it be one of us in a Halloween costume?
Yes. We're just going to go full on hiding ourselves on that one. Yes.
how'd you get those photos?
So when I give them back to kids,
Good afternoon, Chargers. Pardon this interruption. I just have two important announcements. Staff, if you can make sure to check Miss Matthews' email regarding bus information, we would like for you to review with any student that needs it, their bus number as well as their bus lot, so that they are able to successfully
if you don't know
find
your
their
bus or bus
at
number
the
a
end
lot,
of the
I can
day.
give all that information to you. at the
Students,
end.
this announcement's for you. First and foremost, what a wonderful start to the 24-25 school year, and we look forward to even greater things tomorrow. Just a reminder though, today and tomorrow you are receiving student expectation presentations that are going over building level procedures and expectations. On Friday of this week, we will begin following up with students as needed for those not adhering to those expectations, whether it's regarding technology, appearance, cafeteria, or other building level expectations. But we know that you will make good choices and that these follow-up conversations will be minimal. Again, staff, please consult your email for that bus information, and it is nearly time for dismissal. Have a great
No, it's not. Still like 13 minutes. What they're saying in that last part was like the whole dress code thing, they're going to start enforcing dress code on Friday. Same thing with technology and phones. We're not supposed to be too mean to you yet until Friday. So that's the day that we get a chance to like fully start crushing kids. Giovanni, what was your question? I apologize. Solid question. Okay. I also forgot. It's been a long day. So those, picture-wise, have that for Friday. Bring in notes if need be. You should be good to go. We have one other homework assignment, but we're not going to worry about it until Friday. And then it'll be one that's due over the weekend, and then we'll get a chance to go from there. The two big ones, you're going to have your notebook Monday, and then the picture of you for Friday. And we should be good to go. All right, next up. Can you open the door for me real quick? So hallway-wise, right outside my door, you see those big windows? That's the library, which is this big thing here in the middle. Hopefully you've noticed today as you've been walking around that each corner of the library has these double wooden doors that all look identical, that look like this as you come to each of these double doors. And they're real confusing because whoever built this school hated children, like more than I hate children, which is impressive. Because it's like the worst version of Narnia ever, where you try to go through it and you think you're going to science, you end up like in a parking lot. So here's what I'm going to do to try to help you out to make tomorrow a lot easier on you. When you approach one of these doorways, if you did not realize it, as you get close to the doorway, if you take one of your hands and put your fingers on your chin and lift it, there are signs above each doorway that tells you what's down that hallway. So if you're trying to figure out how to get to science, don't go through the one that says art, because then you're going to end up in the wrong place. There is only one set of doors that do not have a sign, and it's the ones here that goes to the office. Because if you can't figure out that's the office by looking through the doors, we can't help you. So all the other ones, you should be able to look up and see a sign. The biggest ones are going to be science, because hopefully by now you've realized that science is like on the far side of the school. Same thing with wellness, and both the doorways, the wellness doorways and the science doorways, look identical when you're in a hurry freaking out. And if you don't want to go to the wrong one, look up to make sure you go through the correct one. When the bell rings at 4 and you want to go home, science goes out to the buses, wellness goes out to the buses. Both of those will take you out to the buses. So I'm hoping that makes things easier on you tomorrow if you look up and you don't end up wandering around lost.
Where do you go if you ride the car?
If you're a car rider, the office one. You just go through the doors that are right there. Solid question. I don't think the other teams, teachers, tell their kids about the signs. I don't think they love their kids as much as I love you guys, because my heart is huge. It's like the size of a walnut. So you might notice other kids like wandering the halls, like going around in circles, or like hitting a wall repeatedly, or curling into a ball and crying and stuff like that. So if you see a kid struggling, you have two choices or options you can go with. If it's a kid that you know and like, and you see them being confused and struggling, if you walk up to them and gently just lift their head up so they can see the sign, they might like reward you with like a hug and tears, like, oh, thank you, I owe you my life. You're like, it's okay. Or if your heart's not as big as mine, instead you can just step back and watch. And watch like a kid go around the whole thing. Like watch this once, like here he comes again, like third time. Or you can like just point down a random hallway, like go that way, and you like watch them like run out into traffic. So it's up to you how big your heart is, whether you feel like being nice to other people or torturing them. But I figure me, with my walnut-sized heart, the least I can do is try to pass it along to help you guys out to make tomorrow a little bit easier for you. Ooh. If you were not aware, I know at Sand Creek they had like, I don't know, 12 different teams, something like that, like 6'1" through like 6'50". We only have 3 teams here, and you guys got placed on the best team.
Yep.
You guys are on the Heroes team, in case you were unaware of it, so congratulations. The Harry Potter sorting hat chose well with you because they put you with me. I know you don't have pause anymore. So every hero kid, if you're talking to friends, if they're on the Heroes team, you have the same 3 teachers. Every hero kid has me for English, Melling for science, and then Woods for social studies. If you talk to a friend and they don't have these teachers, then they're on one of the other teams, either the Globetrotters or Stars or something like that. If you have older siblings who came through and they were on the Globetrotters or Stars team, congratulations, you're the better kid. Then you can just sort of go home and just look at them and be like, I'm sorry, because it's just going to be the things we're going to have to accept. Also, be careful, because if you have friends on the Globetrotters team, they get really confused easily and they think they're the better team, but they're not. It's just because they all hit their heads when they were younger, but it's fine. As long as you understand that you're on the good team, that's what's important. Anytime that a Globetrotter says they're better than you, just pat them on the head and go, that's adorable. It makes things a little bit better. The Stars team, they're fine. We like the Stars team. They're just like little puppies. We don't really have a whole lot of issues with them for the most part. Oh, and each team has a symbol or a crest that sort of represents them. And so if you are familiar with international football clubs, each of us chose a football club for ours. Does anyone know what team I took?
Oh.
Yeah?
Football, like football?
It's like football as in soccer.
Okay,
but,
yeah. Barcelona.
Nicely done. And so this is the Barcelona team. And so we each took our own international team, like adjusted it. On here, if this thing right here, that's me. That's my symbol. And so you'll see it around my classroom in different spots. You'll see little devil faces. Kids have connected it to me because I tend to smile a lot, and I also eat your souls. And so there's a whole lot of evil and a whole lot of happy, and so this sort of represents me really well. This is Latin, Draco Dormiens Nunquam Titilandus. It's from this thing called Slytherin in Harry Potter. It was the Slytherin house motto, which means don't tickle a sleeping dragon. Essentially, if there's a big scary thing, don't make the big scary thing attack you. I'm the big scary thing. Don't make the big scary thing attack you, because once it does, you don't survive it. And then also, we were established way back in 1999. All right. That is our stopping point for today, because I'm going to go through your bus stuff here in just a moment. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Hi, Nick. What's up?